Hi y'all, so I'm doing a review on The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alire Sáenz. I will put a photo here so you kind of know what the cover looks like. It will be a photo of the US cover because I am in the US. I did read this book as a library book, so I don't have a physical copy, and I will link the Goodreads page for this book down below in case you want to read other reviews or just get more general information about it. So the book is following this character, Sal Sylvia, and he is a Mexican-American living in El Paso, and it's written from his point of view, and it follows him throughout his senior year of high school, and it's kind of written not quite in diary format, but it's in slices that follow different days throughout that year. It is a bit of a long book, as in it is over 450 pages. Although I did not feel like it was a 450 page book, I flew through it. I absolutely loved it. And it doesn't really have a plot. It's a very character-centric driven novel. If you're somebody who needs a lot of plot, then I don't recommend this. But I like character-focused novels, and I think that this one was particularly well written. It was written in a very simplistic style, which might be a turnoff for some people, but I feel like it felt more authentic to the character's mind that we were in. And I also felt like it wasn't too much, but it also wasn't not enough. Like, it was just the right amount, and I felt like it was genius. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, like I said, because I absolutely loved it. So that's my general rating. And now I'm going to get on to a bit of the specifics. The first thing I liked was that there were 3 main friends in this book, and they're not like love interests. They're actual good-hearted friendships. These are what teenagers and kind of people in their 20s should aspire to have. They're very healthy friendships. They're very real. These people have each other's backs. It's not catty. They don't try to hurt each other. It's just a fantastic representation of what a friendship truly is. The other thing is, this book really shows different ways that you can love somebody. So you have the friendship love. You have the family love. Sal is adopted, and he is raised by his adopted father. And so you have that love of an adopted kid and their parents. You also have his love and his grandma, and you know how that's done. And also his grandma, you see the love she has for her son that's raising Sal. And then you also see even his grandma loves his best friend Samantha, who they've grown up together their entire lives. And then you see like this guy, Sal's father, his love for his friends, for Sal's friends. This book also does tackle grief. There is more than one death in the book. I do feel like they do show a very realistic grieving process, and each of the characters in the book, when they see death, do grieve differently. And I felt like that was very well done. It shows every emotion from anger to feeling almost lost, upset, to just kind of not knowing what's next. And it also shows being sad. And it shows that grief isn't something that you just deal with in a day or a week, that it does take time, and that the way you grieve evolves over time. And that's not shown in a lot of books. And I really, really enjoyed that. I was talking about how there's so much love throughout the book. And one of the things I really like is that there is good role models in the book for the kids. There is a supportive parental figure, which is Sal's father, who is just absolutely the epitome of what a father should be. And their relationship was great. Sal's relationship with his grandmother was fantastic. And it also kind of shows how families can be dysfunctional, because his friend Samantha has a very dysfunctional family life But the fact that she still loves her mom and her mom still loves her, but the way that it is, not every family is going to get along and be all hunky-dory, but kind of showing that it still can work, but also showing that these dysfunctions aren't necessarily something that should be praised or mirrored. I mean, it really shows it for dysfunction and how bad it really is. I don't think it sugarcoats it or glamorizes it, which is something that a lot of YA novels do, that this one doesn't. This book also shows a lot of like nature versus nurture debates, because Sal is adopted. And so he's really having to he doesn't know his mother. Not that he doesn't know who she is, but she died when he was really young. They tell you this in the beginning of the book. But also he doesn't know who his adopted father is. And so there's a lot of this, like, is certain personality traits, I don't see that I get this from my adoptive father who's raised me. Am I this way because I'm born this way? And does it mean that I can't change? And also, he shows how certain personality traits he does get from his adoptive father, and how some of the things he wants to work on is from that. And so it shows really that maybe both are there, and it's this great kind of debate without it being a debate you would see in like a academic journal. On the same side of this, it also kind of shows this kind of, is there a difference between your race and your culture? Because Sal is white. He's grown up in a Mexican-American family, and he himself identifies more as being Latino and eating Mexican food, having Mexican family values, and he speaks Spanish. And while on the other hand, his friend Sam, she is Mexican. She doesn't really speak a lot of Spanish. She doesn't eat a ton of Mexican food. And so she doesn't quite identify the same way that he does, although she is Mexican-American by race. And so it kind of goes into this, you are who you are, more based on your culture than the color of your skin, which I thought was great. This book is classified as like an LGBTQ romance, and I don't think it's that. Sal's father is gay. He does have somebody that at a point in his life he did love, but the book itself is not focused on that relationship or what that relationship was. It's Sal's father is gay, that's the way it is, and it's not a plot device to move the story further. It's something that's there, and they talk about some of the issues and the oppression that some of the gay men have, and how the kids at his school doesn't understand how his father's gay, and they bully him, and the effect that does have on a teenager being bullied because of their parents or themselves being gay. It just, I like the fact that somebody's difference didn't need to be a plot device. It didn't have to be the focus of the story. It has been a little bit since I've read this book, like a couple of months. I'm trying to get caught up on reviews, so I might have forgotten something, but overall, I do recommend it. I do love it. I thought it was fantastically well written. My heart I just felt for these characters, and I had moments where I was happy and I laughed and I was sad for them, and it was overall great. And I really do hope you do check it out. Like I said, the few set of people that I think this wouldn't be good for are people who have to have a lot of plot, because this doesn't. This is very character driven. So thank y'all for watching, and see y'all later. Bye y'all.